Jai Śrī Rādhe everyone. Today we are going to read the story of Pāpamochanī Ekādasī, and this is being read from the book of His Divine Grace Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahadva Gaudeshwar Acharya Sripad Krishna Balram Swamiji Maharaj Prabhupād's Ekadashi book. So you can get this book too from www.krsna.org. Okay, so let's begin. Pāpamochanī Ekādasī. Yudhishthira Maharaja said, O Supreme Lord, I have heard from you the explanation of Amalaki Ekadashi, which occurs during the light fortnight of the month of Phalguna, that is February and March. And now I wish to hear about the Ekadashi that occurs during the dark fortnight of the month of Chaitra, that is March and April. What is its name? O Lord, what are the results one can attain by observing it? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna replied, O best of kings, for the benefit of everyone, I shall gladly describe to you the glories of this Ekadashi, which is known as Pāpamochanī. The history of this Ekadashi was once narrated to the Emperor Mandhata by Lomash Rishi. King Mandhata addressed the Rishi, O great sage, for the benefit of all people, please tell me the name of the Ekadashi that occurs during the dark fortnight of the month of Chaitra, and please explain the process of observing it. Also, please describe the benefits one gains by observing this Ekadashi. Lomasha Rishi replied, the Ekadashi that occurs during the dark part of the month of Chaitra is named Pāpamochanī Ekadashi. For the faithful devotee, it removes the influences of ghosts and demons. O lion among men, this Ekadashi also awards the 8 perfections of life, fulfills all kinds of desires, purifies one's life of all sinful reactions, and makes a person perfectly virtuous. Now, please listen to a historical account concerning this Ekadashi and Chitraratha, the chief of the Gandharvas. Gandharvas are heavenly musicians. During the spring season, in the company of heavenly dancing girls, Chitraratha once came upon a beautiful forest bursting forth with a great variety of flowers. There he and the girls joined other Gandharvas and many Kinnaras, along with the Lord Indra himself, the king of heaven, who was enjoying a visit there. Everyone felt that there was no better garden than this forest. Many sages were also present, performing their austerities and penances. The demigods particularly enjoyed visiting the celestial garden during the months of Chaitra and Vaishakha, that is April May. A great sage named Medhavi resided in that forest, and, and the very attractive dancing girls would always attempt to seduce him. One famous girl in particular, Manju Ghosha, contrived many ways to allure the exalted Muni, but out of great respect for the sage and fear of his power, which he had attained after years and years of asceticism, she would not come very close to him. At a spot 2 miles from the sage, she pitched a tent and began singing very sweetly as she played a tamboura. Cupid himself became excited when he saw and heard her perform so nicely and smelled the fragrance of her sandal paste unguent. He remembered his own unfortunate experience with Lord Shiva and decided to take revenge by seducing Medhavi. Here, something is mentioned about Medhavi. Let's know what it is. Okay, this one. Here, Lord Shiva's experience with Cupid is given, right? So, that description is given in notes. After Lord Shiva lost his dear wife Sati at the sacrificial arena of Prajapati Daksha, Shiva destroyed the entire arena. Then he brought his father in law Daksha back to life by giving him the head of a goat. And finally, he sat down to meditate for 60,000 years. Lord Brahma, however, arranged for Kamadeva, that is Cupid, to come and break Shiva's meditation. Using his arrows of sound, taste, touch, sight, smell, Cupid attacked Shiva, who at last awoke from his trance. He was so angry at being disturbed that he instantly burned Cupid to ashes with a glance from his third eye. Okay, so Here, Cupid remembered his own unfortunate experience with Lord Shiva and decided to take revenge by seducing Medhavi. Using the eyebrows of Manjugosha as bow, her glances as a bowstring, her eyes as arrows, and her breasts as a target, Cupid approached Medhavi in order to tempt him to break his trance and his vows. In other words, Cupid engaged Manjugosha as his assistant, and when she looked at the powerful and attractive young sage, she also became agitated by lust. Seeing that he was highly intelligent and learned, wearing a clean white Brahmana's thread draped across his shoulder, holding a sannyasi's staff, and sitting handsomely in the ashrama of Chavana Rishi, Manjugosha came before him. She began to sing seductively, and the small bells on her belt and around her ankles, together with the bangles on her wrists, produced a delightful musical symphony. The sage Medhavi was enchanted. He understood that this beautiful young woman desired union with him, and at that instant, Cupid increased his attraction for Manjugosha by releasing his powerful weapons of taste, touch, sight, smell, and sound. Slowly, Manjugosha approached Medhavi, her bodily movements and sweet glances attracting him. She gracefully put her tambora down and embraced the sage with her two arms, just as creeper winds itself around a strong tree. Captivated, Medhavi gave up his meditation and decided to sport with her, and instantly his purity of heart and mind abandoned him. Forgetting even the difference between night and day, he went away with her to sport for a long time, for a long, long time. Here, the note number 2 is given. That is, female association is so powerful that a man forgets his time, energy, possessions, and even his own identity. As it is said in the Niti Shastra, Striya Charitram Purushasya Bhabyam Daivo Vijanati Kuto Manushya. Even the demigods cannot predict the behavior of a woman, nor can they understand the fortune of a man or how it will determine his destiny. Seeing that young yogi's sanctity had become seriously eroded, Manjugosha decided to abandon him and return home. See, one thing here is the stories actually happened a long, long, long ago, and these stories are told to us to make us aware. They are not told to us for something else. These stories are told to us to make us aware of the reality of life, which is obtaining Krishna. So we need to learn from the stories rather than imitating or getting into it deeply. So my Gurudev always says that these stories are told to know, to preach the Siddhanta. Siddhanta means philosophy. So we need to understand the philosophy behind it rather than seeing story as a story. The people who don't understand the philosophy behind Sanatana Dharma Shastras, or the people who wantedly use these stories to portray dharma in a bad light, there is no use of doing that, because ultimately bad karma will hit everybody, and Sanatana Dharma Shastra should only be understood and learnt from a guru. And we become pious and we become so pure when we read Dharma Shastras, because and people who become pure after reading Dharma Shastras are the people who actually grasp the philosophy and who actually learn it under the guidance of an acharya. So this particular book is written by the proper Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya in this current day and age. So I'll suggest you to meet my Gurudeva as well and read his books as well and understand the philosophy behind this. Okay, the story is not yet completed. This is just a caution for the people who are listening. Okay, seeing that young yogi's sanctity had become seriously eroded, Manjugosha decided to abandon him and return home. She said, "O great one, please permit me to return home." Medhavi replied, "But you have only just arrived, O beautiful one. Please stay with me at least until tomorrow." Fearful of the sage's yogic power, Manjughosha stayed with Medhavi for precisely 57 years, 9 months, and 3 days. But to Medhavi, all this time seemed like a moment. Again she asked him, "Please permit me to leave." Medhavi replied, "Oh dear one, listen to me. Stay with me for one more night and then you may leave tomorrow morning. Just stay with me until after I have performed my morning duties and chanted the sacred Gayatri mantra. Please wait until then." Manjughosha was still fearful of the sage's great yogic power, but she forced a smile and said, "How long will it take you to finish your morning hymns and rituals? Please be merciful and think of all the time you have already spent with me." The sage reflected on the years he had been with Manjughosha and then said with great astonishment, "Why, I have spent more than 57 years with you." His eyes turned red and began to emanate sparks. He now regarded Manjughosha as death personified and the destroyer of his spiritual life. "Oh, you rascal woman, you have turned all the hard earned results of my austerities to ashes." Trembling with anger, he cursed Manjughosha, "O sinful one, O hard hearted, degraded one, you know only sin. May all terrible fortune be yours, O rascal woman. I curse you to become an evil hobgoblin pisacha." Cursed by the sage Medhavi, the beautiful Manjughosha humbly besieged him. "O best of the Brahmanas, please be merciful to me and revoke your curse. O great one, it is said that the association of a pure devotee gives immediate results, but their curses take effect only after 7 days. I have been with you for 57 years, O master, so please be kind to me." Medhavi Muni replied, "O gentle lady." See, the tone again changed. "Oh, gentle lady, what can I possibly do? You have destroyed all my austerities." Actually, she was the one who disturbed him, right? So she is reaping the result for it now. "But even though you have done this sinful deed, I shall tell you a way you can be released from my wrath. In the dark fortnight of the month of Chaitra, there is an all auspicious Ekadashi that removes all one's sins. Its name is Pāpamochanī, O beautiful one, and whoever fasts on this sacred day becomes completely freed from having to take birth in any kind of devilish form." With these kind words, the sage left at once for his father's ashrama. Seeing him enter the hermitage, Chavanamuni said, "O son, by acting unlawfully you have squandered the wealth of your penances and austerities." Medhavi replied, "O father, kindly reveal what atonement I must perform to remove the obnoxious sin I have incurred by privately associating with the dancing girl Manjughosha." Chavanamuni answered, "Dear son, you must fast on the Pāpamochanī Ekādasī, which occurs during the dark fortnight of the month of Chaitra. It eradicates all sins, no matter how grievous they may be." Medhavi followed his father's advice and fasted on Pāpamochanī Ekādasī. Thus, all his sins were destroyed, and he again became filled with excellent merit. Similarly, Manjughosha observed the same fast and became free from the hobgoblin curse. Ascending once again to the heavenly spheres, she too returned to her former position. Lomasa Rishi continued, "Thus, O king, the great benefit of fasting on Pāpamochanī Ekādasī is that whoever does so with faith and devotion will have all his sins completely destroyed." Sri Krishna concluded, "O King Yudhishthira, whoever reads or hears about Pāpamochanī Ekādasī obtains the very same merit he would get if he donated 1,000 cows in charity, and he also nullifies the sinful reactions he may have incurred by killing a Brahmana, killing an embryo through abortion, drinking liquor, or having sex with his guru's wife. Such is the incalculable benefit of properly observing this holy day of Papamochani Ekadasi, which is so dear to me and so meritorious." Thus ends the narration of the glories of Chaitra Krishna Ekadasi or Papamochani Ekadashi from the Bhavishyottara Purāṇa. Hari Om Tat Sat. Then think about the merits one obtains by fasting on this day. Jai Śrī Rādhe.